Fan Frenzy is where we're at, where you, the fans, control the conversation. Tristan, we've got a couple of good ones, but we do have to make a quick apology. We didn't get to a Fan Frenzy last week because of sickness delaying our first episode, and then all of a sudden the race weekend was upon us, so
yes.
Yeah.
But we have read through everyone's questions. They're pretty good
Yep.
questions. Most of the questions are surround the Williams drive, and I guess it's hard to unpack that because it's already been conferred with Cole Pinto. But we've had a look. But thanks everyone for your questions. We grabbed your driver votes as well and added them to our tallies.
Sam, did you hear that? Have you added them to the tallies?
That's right. You've
I
outsourced.
haven't really told Sam that he's still doing this job, but
I reckon he would get the hint.
Sam knows me really well, and so I'm sure Sam is onto this.
There you go. Interesting. Before we get started, I want to give a quick shout out to Adam Hughes, who has been inboxing us. Thanks, Adam, for getting in touch. I know he's chasing our logo in a PNG file, so it's hectic at the moment, Adam, so we will endeavour to get that to you in a couple of weeks. Got a bit of a work break ourselves in a couple of weeks' time, so over our holiday break, I will endeavour to dig that up for you. But we've seen your messages. Thank you so much. We might throw a couple of photos up too on the socials. But Adam's doing incredibly well in his iRacing. Finished 5th on the weekend too in his Ford truck. Ford truck is the best way I can describe that. Ford pickup category in iRacing. So well done to you, Adam, and thanks for being an awesome support of the podcast as well and having
Always
our logo.
has been,
Yep.
and comes with different opinions, which
Does
is
all the time.
my favourite part.
Absolutely,
Yep.
which is great. So thanks, Adam. We've seen them, so give us a couple of weeks. We'll hunt that down. We haven't forgotten about you, but yeah, for people who do follow iRacing, see if you can check out Adam's work and what he does, because loves it as much as we do. And his cars look great. Looks really good. I like the blue Adam, but I actually think the red looks really nice first on the first one, mate. So maybe have a think about that one. All right, let's dive into it.
Cool.
Big one to get started from Dean Holt. Race ranking of 7 out of 10. Driver votes 3 to Leclerc, another excellent drive. 2 to Albon for getting some more points for Williams. And 1 to Perez. You might think I'm crazy, but last time Max won, he was about a minute behind him. The last 2 GPs, he's been under 20 seconds behind him. The car drop-off might seriously affected Max, but Perez clearly hasn't had the same drop-off. Well, Dean, that's because he's already dropped off. And he can't go any further back than that already. So that could be down to the driver, or have they had something just on Max's car that they shouldn't have? Dud. Apologies for the very long message if you don't want to read it, but I'm happy for you not to. You could just ask people to look in the group. All right, I'm going to read it because I'm kind of committed already here. All right, so strap yourself in.
This is good.
All right. Unfortunately, I have to pick McLaren. It seems like everything they told Lando in Hungary was BS, as they guilted him to give Oscar the place back. By the way, I'm not saying that Oscar didn't deserve the win, but they clearly told him, you're not going to win the championship on your own, and you'll need Oscar's help. Well, it doesn't look like Oscar really cares about helping him. In fact, he's doing more to help Max win the Drivers' Championship than Checo is. Regarding the race, I don't think Lando was expecting Oscar to attack him at the second chicane, and if Lando had been as aggressive as Oscar in defending, one or both of them could have been taken out. But due to the move, they let Leclerc get second, and that could have been one of the reasons why they lost the win. I'm not blaming Oscar, as if he's been told you're free to race each other, then that's what he's doing. Also, though it was stupid not telling Oscar to slow down after he knew he wasn't going to catch Leclerc. Because at the end of Oscar's career, it's not going to make any difference if you finish third here. But it could just cost Lando another 3 points. So that's now 10 points in total the team have cost him. I'm just going to dive in there, because I actually disagree with you there, Dean. Because I think that it will impact finishing third here. Because by finishing third here, that's going to impact Oscar's career by saying, I am happy to be the second driver, and I will move out of your way and give you points. So while the actual result won't impact his career in 10 years' time, it might actually impact the path that his career goes down. So, yeah, kind of disagree with you there, Dean. What do you think, mate? Do you think agree with me there?
Wow.
Third, I know on the stat sheet, third won't matter.
When Oscar was given the win, Lando Norris wasn't in contention for the World Championship.
Yeah.
The other thing to remember is Lando Norris still isn't really in contention. We're all excited about it. Yeah, it's getting a little bit closer.
Yeah.
But my God, he's still a long way off. If you start playing these crazy games too soon, yeah, no good. But I think, I feel like, yeah, they would have called the race off if after a little bit. But I think it's, I don't know. I think it is what it is.
And I think we talked about in the main body of the pod too, that there are many, many other mitigating circumstances that have impacted point loss from McLaren over the past 2 months.
But I'm with you.
Not just this one.
I'm with you. And if I was Oscar, I would have made the point of pausing just before the line, letting him get the points, and off he goes.
I'd like to know, Dean, if you were in Oscar's shoes, what would you have done? Would you have moved aside, or would you have kept going?
Good question.
Yes, I'd like to know that. Let me know. Let me know, Dean.
Good one, though. I like it.
Yeah.
I like hearing it and thinking about it.
No questions from him?
Too much to talk about.
Just due to the long message. So thanks, Dean. I like that. We cut that a little bit short there, but yeah, if you want to read the rest of that, you can jump in too. But yeah, great question, Dean. But again, let us know back. If you were Oscar, what would you be doing? All right, Simon Blackburn. A race ranking 8.5 out of 10. Despite having McLaren frustrations, this race kept us guessing throughout. Driver of the day. Fair play to Ferrari for the one-stop strategy and making it work. So it's got to be Leclerc.
Yep.
3 points to Charles with a feel-good team home win. 2 points to Albon. Good to get a points finish, and 1 point Colapinto for a solid first race and not binning it. Nothing for Oscar in the first two. Dart of the day, Red Bull falling off, although that works very well in favour of a championship fight. Question, would you have enforced team orders for McLaren drivers, or do you think their approach of papaya rules letting them race is still valid even though a World Drivers' Championship looms? Simon, I would not be enforcing team orders. I think that we are asking as fans to allow racing, and that is what we should get. And if we are turning it up week in, week out, with teams applying team orders, then we're gonna lose the fight in the sport, which is what we've asked for.
I would if it's closer, but it's not close enough.
Yep, so
it's not close enough for team orders just
Simon,
yet.
No.
Yeah.
No. And you know what, Simon, when you think about questions like that, go back to all the times that you've had team orders, and how many times have we loved that? And the answer to that is none.
Yeah.
No times have we ever loved that. So
0 times.
0. There are no times that I've got up on a Monday and thought, God, how good was it that they put team orders in there? Never.
Yep. And he is challenged by the fact that there is a large gulf between the Max and Norris.
Yeah.
And Simon Blackburn's message back is that, well, he only needs 8 more points per race, but he still needs 8 more points per race, and it just isn't happening.
That's
he had
right.
the opportunity to go and get the big points, and he didn't.
And you know,
and it's just
as much as the narrative is Oscar doesn't care about his world title battle, guess who else doesn't care? Sainz, Leclerc, Russell, Hamilton. They don't care either.
Yep.
So yeah, anyway. Nat Pollard, race ranking of 8.5 out of 10. It was a really enjoyable race from start to finish. 3 to Charles, made a one-stopper work and deliver the home win for the Tifosi. 2 to Oscar, peeled off a brilliant overtake on Norris, underpinning Lando's race start weakness. Should Oscar have done it? I'm leaving that very much alone. Don't, Nat. I want to know. Should he have done it or not? I think he should have.
Get involved.
Yep, get involved, Nat. And 1 point, a tie for both the Williams boys. Alex having a great weekend all round, and Franco for having a very respectable first F1 race.
That's 0.5 points for each. Thanks, Sam.
Dud of the day, Sauber, probably dud of the year. So disappointing and uninspiring. Hero of the hour, Bert Mylander for binning the safety car.
We didn't talk about that.
Yeah, well, that happened on Thursday, post-episode, because we were a little bit late last week. Yeah, I know it's not exactly heroic, but it sure was a highlight. It was an interesting way to get the weekend started. It caught my attention. I was like, wait, have we started? It's Thursday at 9 o'clock. Are we already on here? Question, 2 uncontracted seats. Is Danny Rick's latest form enough to see him retain his seat? Sauber, Audi, rookie or seasoned driver? Alright, go for it. RB seat goes to?
Ricardo.
Correct. Audi seat goes to?
Lawson.
Wrong, Bottas.
No, I figured why not send him over there.
No.
But yeah, I mean, no. I think they can put a rookie in there. Why not go and get Lawson and see what he's worth?
Reserve driver?
What?
Who's your reserve driver for Audi? I think Mick's going to jump ship.
Don't know.
All German. Not all German. All
Like,
German outfit.
as a reserve
As a
driver.
reserve. I think he's
yeah.
going to jump ship and go to Audi for reserve.
Yeah, he's currently Mercedes reserve.
He is, and he's an Alpine WC driver, so he likes to have his pie. I think he's in every pie.
Yeah.
Adam Hughes, a race ranking of 7 out of 10. 3 to Oscar, real line in the sand drive. Hope he continues to drive his races.
Yes.
McLaren Muppets cost him the win. 2 to Charles, fantastic drive. 3, I think that should be 1 for Dan. 15 seconds worth of ridiculous penalties. Still finished on the edge of the top 10 and smashed Yuki all weekend again. DOWT, driver of the weekend or dud of the weekend? I think dud. Is it dud? I've never seen it written like that, Adam. Sorry.
Yep.
I'm going to go with dud. Kimi the demigod, 6 minutes to write off a car.
Oh,
Antonelli.
Kimi Antonelli.
Good,
Yes.
And also, it's not like it's Antonelli. Like, it's not Kimi. It's Antonelli.
There's only one Kimi.
We've got a Kimi.
We had a Kimi.
He's the best Kimi.
Yeah.
It's Antonelli.
Yeah.
It's just is it annoying you as much as it's annoying me?
I'm searching for a nickname for him. I think the Ant.
I might just go with Antonelli.
So it's our man Dan.
Yep.
Then we've got Aussie Oscar.
Uh-huh.
Is it our Jack? It's a bit similar to our man Dan, but is it just our Jack?
I think it's just Jack.
It can't just be Jack.
I think it's just Jack.
It's not Jack. I'm gonna have to come up with something for him.
I'm just going to go with just Jack.
Doozer?
What?
Doing?
Doozer.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm working on that one. But anyway, yep. Hero of the weekend.
That's awful, Doozer. Do you give your children nicknames? Like, do you have nicknames around the house for your children?
Yeah, it's just Bud and Possum.
That's much better than Doozer.
Hey?
It's much better than Doozer.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm not sure what. I mean, we've given the other two a bit of a name for us, from us.
Yeah.
Like, we're the only ones that call him our man Dan and Aussie Oscar.
That's Doozer. Hey?
Whereas,
good. All right, I feel for you too. I was a little bit worried for your children there for a second as to what
it's just Bud and Possum.
referred to them as. Yeah, I like to go with Chook. I don't know why
Chook.
I've gone with Chook.
Oh, that's weird.
It's just, it's weird.
That's very weird.
It sticks. Calls himself Chook.
Yeah, right.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Okay.
Hero of the weekend, Jack Doohan. Just Jack. Not
our Jack. I think our Jack. I've been thinking about it in my drives. I think it's just our Jack.
Just Jack.
Yeah.
Our Jack sounds like an old man
Yeah.
in a flanny.
Because I feel like there's Jack Brabham that's in the way of of having Jack.
I don't feel like no.
Or is he Brabham?
He's just Jack Brabham. He's not even.
He is a double. He's a double name.
He's
yeah.
just Jack Brabham. A double name, a full name. Question: do McLaren care about the World Drivers' Championship? Why would they? The money in the World Constructors.
And that's something we haven't discussed enough.
Yeah. Norris has zero chance
point.
of taking it. Mathematic odds won't be logic. Have you seen the new F3 for next year? Looks good. Yes, Adam, we have. Looks
look
cool, aggressive. I mentioned it just in the news section, just really briefly. Love the big chunk out of it too. Love the red that they used as the launch colour. Awesome. Really nice. Kingsley gives us 3 to Piastri, a mature drive. 2 to Charles, single-handedly saved the Italian economy by getting a Ferrari win at home. Correct. And 1 to Sainz, the quiet achiever of Dead Man Walking. Just to love the way he gets things done despite being dumped.
It's not a bad call, that.
He hasn't sort of become as aggressive as what we thought he was going to be.
But he's also hasn't thrown the toys out of the cot and had a big suki lala and just dwindled into
Which
nothing.
we kind of, I think at the start of the season, we predicted that, didn't we? Dud of the day, Red Bull and Max, both McLarens and both Ferraris ahead of them. Merck's pretty much... No, is it Dud of the day? Driver of the day? Dud of the day. Am I reading that wrong twice?
Red Bull's the Dud of the day. Because all these teams are ahead of them.
I was reading that. I'm like, wait, and you've listed McLaren and Ferrari and Mercedes as the Dud? Sorry, I'll start again, Kingsley. Dud of the day, Red Bull and Max. Full stop. Both McLarens and Ferraris are ahead of them. Mercedes pretty much breathing down their necks and nothing positive coming from them at any level. 8 races to go, and it isn't beyond hope for Lando to get an average of 7.78. Kingsley got his calculator out this weekend. more points per race than Max and steal the championship. McLaren may pinch the constructors, and Ferrari may even push Red Bull to third. I've said before that Max is brilliant, but put him under pressure and he shows a different vulnerability. This season is far from over. Correct.
Yes, we have been saying right from the start, a different Max is a pressurised Max.
Page gives us a race ranking of 7 out of 10, who doesn't love a fairy tale ending. 3 points to Charles, who channeled his inner Kimi Raikkonen, knew what he was doing and brought home the win for the Tifosi. 2 points to Piastri, amazing drive, pushed till the end, but unfortunately not enough to come over the might of the Tifosi. And 1 point to Albon, probably the most underrated drive this year. Drove a good race and got the Williams into points. And a special mention to his new teammate, who I thought did well, or at least better than Sargent. Hero of the hour, Philip, the random Aussie who Martin Brundle was nice enough to interview on the grid walk. What a legend.
I thought he made a deal of himself.
Yeah. Dud of the day, Hulkenberg, that overtake was reckless, and a seasoned driver like him should know better. Question.
Agreed, it was a frustrated one.
If you got the chance to say something on the grid walk, what would you say to Martin? Oh, great question. I feel like I would sort of talk about my real hate for celebrities on the grid and how we don't need them and that I'd love to see fans down there.
Yeah.
I really feel like I would if you... Like, I envision that he, like, hey, like, you're Marty's random person. Is that it? Marty's random person? I can't remember what he refers to.
Yep.
And just like, who are you? What are you doing? I'd be like, I'm not really anyone. They're the people that should be down here, and I hate celebrities. And
Yep.
I feel like
or if
that's
you're
where
going to be a
I'd
celebrity, you've at least got to be willing to talk.
Please be interesting. There are some interesting celebrities. I correct myself there, but there are some absolute spuds.
Yep. I think I'd go into making some race predictions.
Yeah, I feel like you would start to.
I'll try and take over the
broadcast.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, that'd be
I
where I'd
love
be
that
going
we
with
both knew that too, and then I would just be awkwardly slipping to the side, like I don't know who that is.
Yep,
we are not.
We're beyond the racing line. We're from beyond the racing line.
We are not known to each other.
Who do you think, Martin? I mean, you've got some credentials around here. What are you thinking? I mean, is it going to be a straightforward Lando win from here, or is Oscar going to put him under pressure in the first couple of corners?
I feel I would be standing next to you, and your hand would reach out to grab the microphone, and that's when I would slowly just disappear, as far away from possible. While you look around.
He thinks Sainz is going to have the win. I really feel like Leclerc's going to have the win. And you know what? I'm on world TV, and I'm going to be made famous for that reason.
Never be permitted back again.
I think would become our grid walk.
We're slowly getting closer to the grid walk, aren't we?
I think would be
our slowly grid getting there. I think that's next year's goal. Is to be on the grid. I would honestly, I reckon I'd cry
if you're on the grid.
I reckon if I got on the grid,
I honestly
that'd be it.
I don't need to. I honestly don't need to be there. It would be cool once, but what we get is so much better than being on the grid. It'd just be cool to be there, I guess, but it's because of the knobs. I just don't want to be there.
I think from more of a personal level, to start from, next year will be 20 years in a row for me. To go from the grass to the grandstand to the paddock, and then it was the podium this year. I feel like that's it. That's the final step. It's the grid. And then to have made my way from just a kid on the grass to be on the grid. I think for me, that's the final one. I reckon I would. I reckon I'd be just like, ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to taking it over. Okay.
Yes.
Have we got anyone else?
Yes, we've got one more. Sorry. Sam.
He's even labelled it Italian GP. That's good. Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, Sam. Because in case we weren't quite sure what we were doing.
The other thing I noticed last week, Sam was actually pulling people up on the way that they were giving out the points, because somebody has the habit of giving out 3, 2, and 3 points, and it's been frustrating him because he's got the job now.
I feel Sam got really he's really reined it in.
Yeah. He's taken over this.
He's that person that if you're having a conversation with someone and you say a word incorrectly or you use the wrong grammar. I know. He would pull you up.
Nah, Sam does all that.
Yeah,
he's still real.
He's still real. Anyway, thanks for labelling that, Sam, because we weren't quite sure what we were doing at the moment. 3 points to Piastri. if not for the Ferrari master plan, that had been the most well-run race by him and would have been a convincing win. 2 to Albon, a tidy race while defending against Haas, Alpine and V-Carb at different times. 2 points in the bag on both fronts, and 1 to Colapinto. A great race to get to 12th, without a safety car in a Williams. Honestly impressive considering there was no clash between 2 or more top cars to hand in points.
Magnussen.
Done of the day, Haas and V-Carb forgetting how to race, Hulkenberg and Dan making rookie mistakes, Tsunoda stumbling into a clash, and Magnussen was lucky to drive away with a point considering his penalties. And the news broke that he would actually get a race ban. Take a bow, Haas and V-Carb. Question. Question. How's Perez, Ricardo, and Lawson sleeping?
How are they sleeping?
Oh, for God's sake, Sam, don't bring it up.
How are they sleeping?
I'm not answering this because
it's an interesting question, isn't it?
It's an interesting question. I'm thankful, along with our many thousands of listeners, that it's not a segment anymore. Do you agree with me?
No, it's great. People love how are they sleeping.
Do they though?
Well, it keeps coming up, doesn't it? It's not me. I don't tell them to bring it up. The people want it. Exactly.
How are they sleeping? How is Perez sleeping?
That's what a good leader will do. They'll plant the seed and let things grow.
How is Perez sleeping?
Perez is sleeping. He's not easy. It's not the worst thing in the world at the moment. The fact that the car has come back to him is helping a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. He's sleeping in a surprised manner. However,
how do you sleep in a surprised manner?
Well, he's surprised he's still able to be
like he
sleeping.
Wakes up in the morning like, oh.
Yeah. Like he's surprised he's still alive. You know how you're like, oh, this might be my last night. I might pass through the night. And he's waking up.
Oh, you might.
He's waking up. Oh, my God, I'm still a Red Bull driver.
He's going to bed expecting the
night. He's expecting to be sacked mid throughout the night. And he wakes up every night surprised that he's still a Red Bull driver. How's Ricardo sleeping? Much better. Ricardo's still sleeping much better. And of course he's sleeping well. He's got Heidi Bergen sleeping next to him, so life's pretty good. But yeah, he's got a few things back on track.
Good. How's Lawson sleeping?
Lawson's sleeping he's sort of just sleeping and like creeping around. He's starting to wonder whether he's sleeping in the wrong house. And so he's thinking, should I be sleeping in other houses to get my career going? Because he's worried that this house may not be working for him. So yeah. That's a good segment, isn't it? That was Fan Frenzy. Thank you very much for all the wonderful questions. And let's get some more categories. Let's get some more categories in how they're sleeping, because it's a good one.
No.
Alex Wells was a big fan of that one, but yeah, there's lots of fans. Lots of fans.
Do you know we haven't heard from Paul Cook for a couple of weeks?
Oh, I hope he's okay.
Yeah. Just noticed that while I was going through. How's Paul sleeping?
I don't know. I hope Paul is well. We do love all our listeners, and particularly ones that get to us. And yeah, thanks very much for the picture of the iRacing, Adam.
Yes. Thanks everyone. Please feel free for no one to add how we're sleeping.
Well, let's come up with some new topics.
Fan Frenzy. Please
I like
don't
it
include
because that was a good topic. Yeah, I like it's like a little intricate look into their lives, isn't it?
Intricate look into their lives.
Yeah,
it was a roller coaster, that's for sure.
Okay, goodbye now.